let's go to 2. Motion on Article 2, please.
Move Article 2 is written. Second.
Any questions? All in favor? Okay. Article 3.
Move Article 3 is written. Second.
All in favor? Okay. Article 4.
Article 4 is written. Second.
All in favor? Article 5.
Move Article 5 is written. Second.
All in favor? Article 6.
Move Article 6 is written. Second.
Could I just ask you guys to read the article? A lot of people don't have copies.
Ordinance as adopted May 21st, 1994, and amended through June 6, 2017, be further amended by adding the underscored language and removing the language in strikeout text as shown below. You want me to read? Thank you. Okay.
Moved and seconded.
Oh,
We're done.
yes. Yeah. What we're going to do with this is we're not going to take any comments while we're doing this. Is what it is. There was another one in the back. Is what it is.
Just like she said, if you read the warrant, you're already been through 5. You don't know what they are because you don't have copies of it. If you could read them or highlight some of them.
Yep. All right. Okay. Like Article 6 is revising allowed uses within Article 4, C, Rural District R, and D, Rural District RR for one-family dwelling units to include manufactured homes type 1 and 2, to that uses line item and deleting the previous sections referencing mobile and manufactured homes. Article 12 shall include adding the terms quote manufactured homes to include defining type 1 and type 2 manufactured homes and adding the term quote dwelling unit for clarification and consistency as relating to the shoreland zoning definitions. Note, the use of the word article within the ordinance does not indicate a separate warrant article. So can I have a motion on that?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second. Second.
All in favor?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Is this available at the town office?
It's available on the website.
On the website,
Yep.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it is available.
Yep.
It is available, and we had public hearing on it
Right.
at the last meeting.
Yeah.
It's all on the website.
There's a lot under this too, so to read that out, it's gonna be a lot.
2 hours later.
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
Let's move to Article 8.
7.
Sorry.
All right, Article 7. Okay, that was the end of the ordinance changes. There we go. Article 7, to see if the town will vote pursuant to 23 MRSA Section 2953, that orders of the municipal officers with respect to the closing of roads to winter maintenance shall be a final determination. Can we
So moved.
Move to recommend.
So the select board recommends, is what you're saying. So he's moving to recommend.
I'll second his
Okay.
recommendation.
Any discussion? All in
No.
favor? Right. Article 8, to see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen on behalf of the town to sell and dispose of any property acquired by the town for non-payment of taxes pursuant to the policy adopted by the selectmen as may be amended from time to time. Policy to remain consistent with the state statutes and laws. In all cases, conveyance to be made by municipal quitclaim deed. So this one is the select board recommends or does not recommend Article 8.
Move to recommend.
Second the recommendation.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 9, to see what date taxes will be due and to set an interest rate for unpaid amounts. The select board recommends or not recommends first half to be due October 31st, 2019, and second half to be due April 30th, 2020, with interest at 9%. That says 8 on my thing, but I think that's been changed.
I have corrected.
Yeah,
That's changed.
Yep, and that's what you sent out, sorry, on any unpaid balances, so that's 9%. The select board recommends, does not recommend Article 9.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. This is an increase from last year's 8% to 9% this year. Okay.
Okay, all in favor? All right. Article 10, to see if the town will vote to set the interest rate to be paid by the town on abated taxes at 9% for the fiscal year. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 10.
Move to recommend.
Come a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? You guys in favor? All right. So, Article 11, to see if the town will vote to authorize the Board of Selectmen to dispose of town-owned personal property with value not to exceed $35,000. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 11.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, number 12. To see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen to appropriate from undesignated fund balance surplus to meet the unanticipated needs of the community that occur during the fiscal year and/or to adjust the tax rate as the selectmen deem advisable in an amount not to exceed $75,000. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 12.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Article 13, to see if the town will authorize the selectmen for the fiscal year 2019-2020 to transfer funds between appropriation accounts as long as the grand total of all appropriations is not exceeded. Any such transfers to be approved only at a properly called public meeting of the selectmen. The Select Board recommend or does not recommend Article 13.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, Article 14. To see if the town will vote to authorize the use of town employees and/or town-owned equipment or independent contractors hired by the town for maintenance on private roads in special and certain circumstances where in the public's interest. Note of explanation, 3 examples of when the use of town employees and equipment may be necessary. 1, tying in work done on a public road that intersects a private road. 2, B, plowing snow on a private road to clear the way for emergency response apparatus. And C, in rare or emergency situations, maintaining private roads for school bus access to special education students as deemed necessary. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 14.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion?
I normally abstain from this because I own a private road.
Okay. All in favor?
I'm on a private road too.
Yeah, but you only have one house on yours. I have more than
Okay.
one on mine.
All right. Article 15, to see if the town will vote to authorize a tax collector or treasurer to accept prepayments of taxes not yet committed pursuant to 36 MRSA Section 506 with no interest. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 15.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 16, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $249,497 from the tax increment of the pipeline/Route 302 tax increment financing district for FY 2019-2020 projects proposed in the tax increment financing district development program. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 16. So this is the TIF, correct?
This is, yeah,
Okay.
I have it here.
Yeah, well, there was something. What is the 302 maintenance, the 35,000? Because I think the playground's in there.
No, it isn't.
Where's the playground?
Playground is in the CIP.
That's, okay, I'm sorry, I knew it was in one, okay. All right. So can we have a motion on this one?
And Madam Chair, it was requested that we put the detail in there by Selectman Bullock.
I
so-
requested that, and I requested, I'm gonna make a request that we put an addendum in the town meeting warrants as an index, as this, not part of the article, but as
Okay.
later in the document, so that people can see where it is.
Okay, hold on one second. Can we have a motion on this one first?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Now discussion. There we go. So now,
The intent is to have it outlined somewhere in the warrants, but not in the warrant itself,
Okay,
where
I
the
thought
money's
you
being
wanted it in
spent.
the warrant, so I had added that. I'll get that, it's gone now.
so right now for people, in the TIF is salaries, mapping and GIS, ordinance updates, planning services, reevaluation, streetlight fixtures, cable negotiations, advertising, historical society, RWPA milfoil, street flag replacement, Hawthorne House, Route 302 maintenance, hydrant rental, supplies, general, and streetlights. Cool. All right, any more discussion? Sam? Anything? No? Okay, all in favor? All right. That was that. Okay, Article 17, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $491,822 for the administration account. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 17.
Move to recommend.
Second, the recommendation.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 18, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $26,675 for the employee compensation and training account. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 18.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 19, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $59,051 for the assessing account. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 19.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 20, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $94,886 for the Code Enforcement Department accounts. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 20.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Article 21, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $32,800 for the town buildings account. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 21.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion?
Excuse me.
All in favor? Okay. Article 22, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $174,765 for the technology department account. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 22.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 23, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $8,500 for the community development account. Select board recommends or does not recommend.
Move to recommend at $1,000 instead of $8,500.
Second.
Okay. Okay, for discussion, what page is the community development?
16, well, it's either 7 or 16, depending on which side you're looking at.
Okay, and this community development, I believe, is the bus. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So $1,000 for that instead of $8,500. Any discussion on it?
I think that there's a narrow focus on the bus. And the bus, people that are involved in the bus take the bus, but there's only 4 people. The people that are supporting the bus have admitted that the bus is not effective. We need more bus stops, or we either change the bus stop. But taking a wider view of it, RTP offers a lot of services that we just have not looked at. So I think if they want to go forward, I understand transportation is an issue in town.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to go forward, they should be taking a look at combining RTP, the bus, and perhaps the town could subsidize some RTP funding. That's why I do not support the bus.
And I agree with that, because what's happening is I've called RTP and they
Right.
do door to door
Right.
for a certain price. You do have to fill out an application. You do have to be in a certain,
No, you don't have to be in a certain income bracket.
yes and no.
You have to be in yes for free, no for $5.
Right, okay, so, right, but what I'm finding is RTP, the van door to door, is more of a service that we would use
Right.
than we would,
Right.
because what happens is, it's not, there's a certain group that's taking the buses, but that's not the ones that would need the van one, and I think we should do more investigating and with the RTP, with the
And
van
I
service,
would
yeah,
be-
I agree.
I think they should explore that if they're serious about enhancing the transportation. And I think the town would be willing to subsidize some
Mhm.
additional funding
agree with
rather
that.
than bus.
I did ask them if they
Right.
would accept that.
Sure they
Most
would.
of RTP is
Sure they would.
federally accepted funds and
Yep.
stuff, and I asked if they would take donations, and they said yes. So that would be something that we can help more of the outreach programs to get people door to door. And I know for a fact that Don is aware of this because he helped somebody today, so, which is good on that.
Okay, moving
All
right.
right, so on this, so any more discussion? All in favor of 1,000 for less?
$1,000.
1,000, yes.
Okay, for Article 23. Article 24, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $809,774 for the Fire Rescue Department account. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 24.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 25, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $32,312 for the Animal Control account. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 25.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Article 26, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $771,633 for the Public Works account. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 26.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? You've got all your cheat sheets there. Sorry, I had to bring that out. All of his numbers are where it's at. All right, Article 27, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $338,458 for the solid waste account. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 27.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 28, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $35,643 for the cemeteries account. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 28.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, Article 29, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $17,300 for the Parks and Recreation account, and there is a change. Sorry, the Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 29.
Move to recommend at 17,700, which is the corrected amount.
Did you hear that, Sam? There was an
Yes.
error, okay. What page you got?
It's page 23.
Okay,
Did you change it?
so this is covering Raymond Baseball, Raymond Rec, and Supplies General, correct? And contract fees and services. And the Raymond Rattlers is not in that one because they have their own. Okay? So it's 17,700. Discussion? Yeah. Good?
Good.
Okay, all in favor? All right. Article 30, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $74,000 for the Raymond Village Library. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 30.
Motion to recommend.
Second?
No second.
No second? Nope.
Motion to recommend the amount of $60,000.
Second? For 60,000?
Yes. Yes. Second.
On the second, 60? Discussion?
Discussion, move to amend to 66,000.
You make this
Do we
confusing.
have discussion?
Yep. I need a second on
You
the,
first have to, you first have to accept the
Well,
motion.
look at it.
yep, so we need a second on his motion.
Second on the motion.
No second on the motion?
Sam seconded it.
Sam, he seconded the
original.
first one.
The original.
Yes. Did you hear, you heard Ralph, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
So there's no second on
there's
that?
no second on yours.
So the motion on the floor is the 60,000 motion.
Okay, so that's still on the table, so now discussion.
I'm sorry, Madam Chairman, I somehow missed the second motion. I heard the first one at
That was first.
74.
Rolf
Yep.
came back with an amended
There
motion.
was an initial motion at 74,000.
Yes.
That did not receive a second.
And then
there was a
60.
motion. Then there was a motion at 60,000, which did receive a second.
From
Yes.
Sam.
Then I moved for an amendment to amend the figure to 66,000, which was not seconded. So
That's
the
what I
amendment
missed.
does not exist.
It all kind of happened.
Thank
Who
you.
seconds the 66?
Nobody.
No.
No.
Nope.
My feeling here is that we're asking the library to spend 7% of what they have in their savings account. rather than having the town increase it to the taxpayers.
My issue is, I think if we go to, right now, we are paying, if we go to the 74%, I think we're paying 63% of their budget. And to pay for those extra hours, it feels like it's our job telling them how many hours the library should have, and that's not our job.
Right.
To me, that would be micromanaging, and it's not our position.
They have the wherewithal right now to support a $17,000 increase in expenses. I don't understand what the thinking is when they have $200,000 in the bank and they're still asking us for more money.
So on this too, is I would hope that if the library does become, and something happens, because I know they're saving their funds for whatever, the catastrophe, the roof, the windows, I understand that, but something ever happens, that they would come to the town and ask for the town for it, is what it is.
Which we have done in the past.
Right. So, any more discussion? So the motion is $60,000. All in favor of $60,000? Raise your hand. Opposed?
No,
You're a no?
I'm a no.
Okay, so it's 3-1 on that one. Okay. Article 31, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $8,000 for the general assistance account. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 31.
Move to recommend.
Second?
All right, you got that, Sue? They both, yes. All right, any
I'll
discussion?
be the second.
There you go. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, Article 31 passes. Article 32, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $2,000 for the support of provider agencies at the discretion of the town manager to assist the citizens of Raymond. The select board recommends and does not recommend Article 32.
Move to recommend.
I'll second.
Discussion. This is where some of the provider agencies would go.
So
And go ahead.
what I think this is doing is allowing the town manager to decide for provider agencies and getting this process out of the loop, so to speak. So if Don has the discretion to do that, that's fine.
This does not cover the library, this does not cover the bus, because I know that those are
Right.
two issues
Those are
that were
separate,
raised. And I want to make sure that it was clear that they did not cover those.
I think there was Life Flight in there, I think there was the VA Cemetery in Saco was in there, I think
There was
SMMA was in there.
And
And there was a few others in there that Don can decide. And if he needs assistance, he can call somebody on the board of finance or budget finance committee or one of us.
and that would,
Get some
the
guidance.
agencies include, I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be these, it could
No.
be
Could
like
be
the
anybody, sure.
RTP, the SMAA, which he would be.
Well, I guess this is perhaps, if you'll permit me, an opportune time to
Yep.
say that I utilized
This is
both
cute.
Southern Maine Area Agency on Aging and
RTP.
also the RTP bus on an emergency basis to help, believe it or not, a 97-year-old World War II veteran who needed transportation to a doctor's appointment on an emergency basis. And so we got that to happen, and so it worked very well today.
You did good. You did good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that too. So, any more discussion on that? Sam? Anything? Okay, all in favor? Okay, that passes. Article 33, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $572,661 for the insurance and employee benefits accounts. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 33.
Move to recommend.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor? Article 34, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $323,600 for debt services. Included are 2013 Public Works Road Construction Bond Payment, $224,000, $215,000 bond payment, $99,600. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 34.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 35, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $785,000 for the capital improvement program. Included are Public Works Equipment Reserve, $215,000, Public Works Paving Road Reserve, $320,000, Municipal Facilities Improvements, $35,000, Technology, $105,000, Fire Department Equipment Facilities, $75,000, Playground Improvements, $35,000. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 35.
Move to recommend.
Second?
You second, you right? All
Second.
right, any discussion?
Where do we stand on the playground? Is that finished or are we fast in? We're on year 2, phase 2?
I'm excited about that. On the playground down at Mill Street, last year with the $35,000, we bought a small climbing unit and we bought a large climbing unit.
Right.
Because the one in the back, the small one had to go. We're updating the other larger one that's there. This $35,000 is gonna go towards a walking path around Mill Street for people to walk, is what it is. So we're gonna start working on that so they have a place to park and walk, like at, baseball games or whatever. And we're hoping to hook up with the Boy Scouts to do projects for kiosks around the park, so it's somewhere for it to go.
Cool.
So that's what it is. The Select Board, so that has been seconded. All in favor? Any discussion? Good? Yeah, I threw that one off. Good. Article 36, to see if the town will vote to appropriate the money received from the state for snowmobile registrations not to exceed $2,000 to the Raymond Rattlers Snowmobile Club for the maintenance of their network of snowmobile trails on condition that those trails be open in snow season to the public for outdoor recreation purposes at no charge, and to authorize the municipal officers to enter into an agreement with the club under such terms and conditions as the municipal officers may deem advisable for that purpose. The Select Board recommends and does not recommend Article 36.
Move to recommend.
Second?
Discussion. So you're moving to the 2,000?
I'm moving it as it's written, yes.
2,000?
That's a not to exceed.
Right. I was all ready for an argument here tonight on the 1,600, so good, okay,
No, 2,000.
all right,
If it's in the account, let them have it.
all in favor? Okay. All right, Article 37, to see whether the town will vote to carry forward any existing fund balance in the capital improvement program, CIP accounts, the healthcare reimbursement accounts, HRA, tax increment financing, TIF for the playground, RSU withdrawal legal, land improvements in the cemetery fund, and the employee compensation account. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 37.
Move to recommend?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 38, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate $788,378 for the county tax account. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 38.
Who would
I
recommend?
knew you would do it. Second.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Rolf's not gonna do it. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. All right. Article 39, to see if the town will vote to appropriate the sum of $1,560.
1 million.
Whoa, that was a cut. $1,569,728 from the estimated non-property tax revenues to reduce the property tax commitment, together with all categories of funds which may be available from the federal government and any other sources. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 39.
Move to recommend?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right. Article 40, to see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen to appropriate from undesignated fund balance surplus to reduce the property tax commitment as the selectmen deem advisable, an amount not to exceed $300,000. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 40.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Cool. Article 41, to see if the town will vote to authorize town staff to make application for and execute any documents related to a grant, and to authorize the Select Board to accept or reject grants, donations, and/or gifts of money to the town of Raymond, and to authorize the expenditure of monies awarded, donated, and/or gifted for the purposes specified in the grant, donation, and/or gift. The Select Board recommends or does not recommend Article 41.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Just an observation, we've adopted, of course, the term select board. I personally am a select man sort of guy, having been in this for a while, but
You're lucky I'm not.
But basically, I think we should be consistent. So we have selectmen in the article above and then select board here. So I think it's select board throughout these days. So I would suggest that we make that change
I
throughout.
recommend.
I'm not even seeing selectmen on
Well,
here.
selectmen was the historic, term, and so a lot of these articles
Oh.
carry forward year to year. I don't want to be difficult,
just
but I'm saying that
spell
I think the
Article
term today
41?
is select board.
That's a simple change.
Oh, I went up.
So I think it's a simple change, and we need to make it because we carry the articles year to year.
Yeah.
So these articles have been carried year to year, decade to decade, some of them.
Yep.
So it's select board these days, correct?
Mm-hmm,
Correct.
Okay.
thank you. I was looking at 41 and didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm just for consistency's sake, that's all.
Okay, so all in favor? On 41, there we go. Article 42, to see if the town will vote to accept certain state funds as provided by the Maine State Legislature during the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2019, and any other funds provided by any other entity included but not limited to municipal revenue sharing, local road assistance, emergency management assistance, snowmobile registration money, homestead exemption, tree growth reimbursement, general assistance reimbursement, veterans exemption reimbursement, business equipment tax exemption, BETE reimbursement, state grant or other funds. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 42.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Article 43, to see if the town pursuant to 23 MRSA Section 3025 will vote to accept the dedication made by the landowners listed below of title and fee simple in a strip of land bounded and described as follows: a portion of Gore Road to a width of 3 rods, which is 49 feet 6 inches wide, or 24 feet 9 inches from the center line, and to accept and establish a town way on said strip of land, and to authorize the select board to enter into an agreement with the town of Gray for assistance with this project, outlining the terms and conditions as they deem advisable. Then it goes down through the homeowners. I don't know if I should read it, should I? Huh? So list them? Go ahead. Wait,
Okay,
1 second, sorry. The select board recommends or does not recommend Article 43.
Move to recommend.
Second.
Okay, go ahead.
just a couple of things that I'd like to change. One, Central Maine Power, I think, should be, instead of CMP, in 10 or 50 or 100 years,
Right.
CMP may be unknown to future historians. And then I'd like to change the number 3 to 3 spelled out. That's it.
Width of 3 rods,
3 rods.
3 rod, yeah.
okay? Does anybody have a
Just-
problem with those
That's
changes?
the normal way of doing it.
Just so that there's not an issue going forward, the actual wording in the deeds that will be, the quitclaim deeds that will done is going to state the owners hereby release to the town of Raymond any and all rights, title, interest, he, she, they may have in and to Gore Road, so-called, in the town of Raymond, County of Cumberland, State of Maine, for the purpose of a public way as it crosses his, her, their property in the town of Raymond, County of Cumberland, State of Maine, as described in the deed dated X and recorded in the Cumberland County Deeds Registry, Book X, page Y. That is how the quitclaim deeds will read.
Right. I don't think that we need that level of detail here, though, do you?
No, but just,
But I- no,
just
I
so that
understand.
there, yeah.
Just in case, and it's on record.
So that's read into the historical record.
So with the changes of CMP being Central Maine Power and the 3, instead of number 3 rods, it'll be the word 3. Any more discussion?
Yeah, let me nitpick this a little bit. CMMP is not CMMP, it's Emera or some other company.
Yeah, that's
Is
true, too.
Is the
Yeah,
deed, the
yeah,
land
yeah.
deed CMMP?
Yes, it is.
Okay. then
Yeah, that's a good point, though, but I think,
They'll be selling it.
Central Maine Power is an improvement on CMP. Maybe we need to.
No, I agree.
Maybe we
should use
need to,
letters,
maybe we should get,
but I'd follow the deed, the wording.
well,
of
the deed is Central Maine Power Company.
Yeah.
I think they still use that terminology pretty heavily.
I think so too, on my bill especially.
Yeah. All right, all in favor? Okay. Article 44, to elect 2 selectmen for 3-year terms.
Madam
Two-
Chair, you
Yes.
don't need to approve that
Oh,
article.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're done with that.
You do need to approve it as a total and sign the document that Don has.
So moved.
You, one correction
Yes.
that you do need to make in this overall warrant, you have Marshall's title
he
and
told
mine
him already.
reversed.
Marshall told me about that a bit ago and I fixed it. Yeah.
Yes. So that's,
I
okay.
demoted and promoted.
So now, you said we need a motion, or we just need to
Just
sign?
You really need to sign, basically. You've already approved all the warrant articles.
Is that Article 43 or 44? That you're, don't need to approve.
44.
Article 44, we don't need to.
I will
approve
let
yet.
you- what-
Article 44 is just the article saying there'll be an election for.
Two selectmen for 3-year terms, 2 members for the Budget Finance Committee for 3-year terms, and 1 member for the RSU School Board. That's what it is. Yeah, sorry. All right. So that is the end of the warrants. All right, so we've already done public comment, so we are moving on to selectmen comment. I have some selectmen correspondence here, hold on. I got an email from Sheila Burke today, that she was doing some cleanup with various newsletters and lists, and the select board's not on these emails. So what she is looking to do is add selectmen's, emails, addresses, and, to her list so she can send you these, newsletters. Because they're not my email addresses and because this is done in a meeting to decide on this, she is looking for permission to add select board members to the Age-Friendly Raymond or the Raymond Arts and Alliance email list. So,
Message received.
okay.
How does she wish us to do that?
Just,
I'm not
I
throwing
think
my
the
name
suggestion
out
is
there.
they would add the address, is that correct?
All I'm asking is that we have 3 primary newsletters, that's not public comment.
Sorry, this one because it's.
I realized today when I was cleaning up some stuff, that not all, select board members get the 3 primary newsletters where we're communicating a lot here in town. The Raymond Village Library, the, Raymond Arts Alliance, and the Age-Friendly Raymond. So you're probably not aware unless it's in the paper of what's going on in a lot of these areas. So I'm asking permission to add your select board addresses, not your personal addresses. So this would come to, you know, your select board addresses, to those email lists so that you can kind of see a few other little things that are going on.
And I did not give you an answer back because they're not my email addresses, is what it is. So it's,
Right,
yes,
I
it's not my
asked
choice,
permission.
yeah. Dawn.
I would say that on average, I probably forward that stuff to you.
You do.
Yeah, I mean, usually everything that goes through Dawn comes to us, and I know I'm on the library, I know that, they get their newsletters. So,
I think what we're saying, Sheila, is if you send it to Don, we're receiving it.
Okay. I think he's on all newsletter lists.
okay.
I mean to be rude.
I don't.
No, I know, like, we get Bill Diamond straight from us, and then we get
Well,
it again from,
Per your instructions to cut down on the traffic, I have done that significantly, but
That's fine.
anything that's
Yes.
local, Raymond related, I sent.
That's fine.
which is fine too on that. Okay. So, but if you don't want it to go through Dawn, and you want to hook up with Sheila, and you can get your email address to Sheila. All right, treasurer's warrant. Oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute. Anybody else have a selectman comment?
No.
Okay, go ahead, sorry.
move the treasurer's warrant at $149,900.99.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Couldn't find one more penny, huh? Motion for executive session?
Yeah, I do. All right.
Trash bag.
Got it. The signature, the last one.
Or you could do the trash.
Cool. All right, now, while we're signing that, we're gonna do, have a motion to go into executive session.
Move to enter executive session pursuant to MRSA 1, Section 405, 6A pertaining to the Spirit of America Award.
So moved. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Move to come out of executive session.
So moved.
All in favor?
Action item is to Spirit of America Award as discussed in executive session.
Have a second?
Second?
Any
Move to
discussion?
adjourn.
Any discussion?
No discussion?
All in favor?